everyone, and welcome to the Spotlight. I'm Brittany Duffy.
And I'm Ashanti Stewart.
Spotlight News is back with its third season, filling the community with Southeastern University's campus updates, news, and sports. Topping today's news, a Lakeland man is in the news today after being accused of beating 2 dogs with a sledgehammer. The Polk County Sheriff Department is investigating Tad Whitworth, who is wanted under 2 accounts for animal cruelty. The dogs are said to belong to the man's girlfriend, who initially said she wanted the dogs euthanized. Both dogs, Bella and Tupac, had many punctures to the head and wounds that required multiple staples and stitches. Officials stated that this man has been in state prison once before, and this is not his first offense of the law. The county has him under watch for what he could potentially do next.
An 18-year-old Colorado male who was reported missing 7 years ago has been found. The remains of the male has been found in a chimney of an abandoned cabin less than a mile away from his home. Contractors started to demolish the building and discovered the body and contacted the local authorities. Officials used dental records to identify the body as Joshua Vernon Mandukes. According to Channel 8 News, Mandukes was shimmering the chimney when he reportedly got stuck. His death was ruled as an accident because there was no sign of trauma.
The Adays couple from Hernando County is currently in the county jail for growing marijuana in their home. Lorenzo Aday, 84, and his wife Adriana, 73, allowed detectives to invade their home, knowing that they were currently growing 30 pot plants in their garage. Along with the plants, detectives discovered cultivation equipment, fertilizer, and vacuum-sealed bags with processed marijuana. Reports said that this is not the first offense and that Lorenzo Aday has already served 72 months in federal prison for marijuana conspiracy.
A woman is being held at Polk County Jail after teaching a minor how to shoplift. April Layton, age 32, had the teenager shopping at the Grandview Parkway Target in Davenport when she allegedly took the teenager, age 16, into the cosmetics section and appeared to be a normal shopper. She then put the makeup in her bag and sent the teen outside and told her she would stay behind to pay for them. When questioned, Layton did not deny any charges. Instead, she told Polk County detectives that she had been teaching the juvenile how to shoplift and had done this at least once before in another business establishment.
Well, on a brighter note, we are going to see what happened at the farmers market this past week with Kaylee Baker.
Today we are here at the farmers market in downtown Lakeland. They're here every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. They're always sure to have fresh produce and fresh goodies. Let's see what they have today. At the farmers market, you will always find homemade products like Bees Botanicals.
I started here at the market about 2 years ago. I admire the beautiful beeswax at the local honey place in Lake Wales, and I wanted to make things out of it, so that's how it all started. My favorite product is my body butter rose lavender scent. It's my favorite thing I've ever made. I slather it all over myself. It's very yummy.
You can also find storefronts that participate in this weekly event.
This is Buttercup Cakes, and we run a French pastry shop. Well, we've used the Lakeland Downtown Farmers Market as a venue to find out if Lakelanders were interested in French pastries and bread. We had just learned today on the college level that parents are out of town learning that they can send pastries and cakes to their students that are here at Southeastern or Florida Southern. And even though you're away from home, something really good comes to the campus to surprise you.
We even found a Southeastern alum who had something to share.
Well, I have a used record store. It's called Jesse Carl. It's named after my grandfather. And I just am very picky about my record collection. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this for other people and treat them the way I would treat my records.
So make sure to support your local vendors. Come and check us out every Saturday. I'll see you next week.
Thank you so much, Kaylee. It looks like you had so much fun at the farmers market. Poverty in Polk County is hitting the headlines. In that 67 counties that are in Florida, Polk County is ranked as the 19th most poverty-filled county in the Sunshine State. In 2013, more than 3.2 million Floridians were making income levels below the official poverty line. This poverty income line is currently at $11,490 for a single person, to $15,510 for a couple, and $27,570 for a family of 5. The county is currently working on a way to get citizens above the poverty income line so that families do not have to continue living paycheck to paycheck.
Poverty definitely is a huge problem in today's society. But if you want to hear something not so bad, you might want to stay tuned to Tell Me Something Good with Brenda Torres.
Thank you, Brittany and Ashanti. This is where I share inspiring and heartwarming stories from people just like you. Welcome to Tell Me Something Good. I don't know about you all, but I love when people lend a helping hand. And what a community of farmers did exactly that to a fellow farmer in the town of Galva, Illinois. Carl Bates, who was unable to reap his own harvest due to his battle with terminal cancer, was concerned with losing his crop. His family sought the help of local farmers, and what they thought would be a couple of helpers ended up being a full force of volunteers. 10 combines, 16 semis, and around 40 people showed up to Carl's land. This community of farmers donated their machinery, time, fuel, and efforts. And while this story took a whole community to make a difference, this next story took only one dog. Janet Wilhelm was left practically immobile in her garage after a severe fall. Unable to get to a phone and knowing her husband wouldn't be home for another 8 hours, Janet was stuck. That was true until her dog Mabel came to the rescue. Mabel pulled Janet across the floor for about an hour and a half to the nearest phone. This had a happy ending, all thanks to a four-legged hero. So remember, there's always good in the world, and there's always a need to do a good deed. This has been Tell Me Something Good. I'm Brenda Torres. Back to you, Brittany and Ashanti.
Thank you so much, Brenda. You always know how to make us smile here in the studio. Police are investigating a murder. A man has shot and killed his wife after allegedly mistaking her for an intruder. According to police, Deborah Kelly, age 48, was shot and killed and pronounced dead at approximately 4:15 a.m. Kelly's husband, whose name has not been released, heard noises from the front of the house and thought it was an intruder trying to break in, after which he pulled out his shotgun and fired a single round, striking his wife in her upper body. Now, Brittany, this story is absolutely crazy.
It's so ridiculous. Can you imagine being in that situation?
Exactly.
Where you walk in your house thinking you're safe, but then somebody shoots you because they think you're somebody else?
Yeah, and to think that it was her own husband who mistaked her.
You would think that he would know who his wife is.
Exactly. But I guess it doesn't end like that, unfortunately.
I guess not.
Yeah, so.
Well, Ashanti, I don't know about you, but I am extremely interested in the student body. So let's take it to our student spotlight reporter, Annalise Ortiz, to see who she has in the spotlight this week.
Thanks, Brittany. Hello, I'm Annalise Ortiz for the Student Spotlight, and today we are having Sean McKinney. Hi, Sean.
Hey, Annalise.
Thank you for coming.
Hey, my pleasure. Happy to be here.
So let's just dive right into it. How long have you been at SEU, and what are you studying?
This is my third year so far, so I've been at this 5 semesters, and my major is broadcast.
Wow. And so what is the best part about SEU?
In my opinion, it's the people. I don't think there's a group of people quite like those at Southeastern anywhere else.
Yeah, I agree. So then, speaking of people, how is it being an RA in Bauer, a casting director for Unplanned Improv, and a PA for Fire Athletics?
I really like all 3 of those positions because they are very people-oriented. You know, I love being an RA in Bauer. Bauer guys do a lot of foolish things, but it comes from a place of excitement and enthusiasm about this new chapter in their lives and really loving Southeastern. I'll put it this way. It's hard to not like Christmas if you get to watch a little kid open a Christmas present every year. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, I forgot how cool this is. But if you never see that, you get used to it. So it's like that with Southeastern. You see the excitement of these guys again and again, and it really reminds you how fortunate you are to have such a great opportunity. And, you know, leading them has been such a positive experience as well. And as for being casting director of Unplanned Improv, that's a lot of fun. And basically, that's a lot like just being the team captain. So anything that has to do with the improv part of the show, I get to be over. And that's really neat because I love improv. I love the art of it. I love learning about it, trying to be good at it, trying. And just getting to do that, you know, is something I really enjoy. I get to work very closely with our producers, with our director, and then our awesome technical people. They do a lot of stuff that I could never do. So it's really neat to see that end of it as well. And finally, being a public address announcer for Fire Athletics is super cool. I love our athletics here. I love all our teams. I'm a big sports fan. So getting to do it for my college is just a tremendous opportunity. And I get to interact a lot with athletes too. That's kind of cool. I was never an athlete growing up, so they do stuff that is just completely weird and foreign to me. But they're all really cool people, and they all work hard. So I love getting to be a part of that and helping our students to fuel the fire, as we like to say.
Yeah. And so do you have a dream that you wish to achieve before leaving here?
Yeah. You know, I would love to be the PA announcer for a team on campus for a whole season and have them win a championship. That would mean a lot to me. Feel like I had something to do with it, you know?
Yeah. And so is there anything that you would like us to know?
Yeah. I'm a really shaky guy. Like my hands shake. I don't mean anything by that, but like people think I'm like cold or nervous or I'm like a very uncomfortable person. I'm really not. They just do that by themselves. So if I'm shaky, thank you for your concern, but I'm okay, I promise. That's what I like people to know.
Well, thank you, Sean, for coming to this today. That's all the time we have for Student Spotlight. I'm Annalise Ortiz. Back to you, Brittany and Ashanti.
That was such an awesome interview, Annalise. In other news, there has been a recent arrest in a Bradenton area motel. The Manatee County Sheriff Department arrested 4 men due to the finding of many narcotics. During the search, 28.8 grams of cocaine, 5.2 grams of marijuana, 19.7 grams of heroin, and hydrocodone pills were found, putting the narcotic value at $4,660. The men were arrested for possession of narcotics and trafficking of drugs.
That is seriously so crazy that they had that much in value, but good thing they did not get away with it. With that being said, we are going to take it to Grant Bell with this week's Hot Topic.
Thank you, guys. This past September, Southeastern University's Destinations, the missions movement on campus, recently hosted what is known to be their favorite week of the year, Exposure Week. Since this incredible event has taken place, mission trips and local outreach has been quite a buzz here on campus, as fundraising and recruitment is currently in motion. Hello everyone, I'm Grant Bell and this is Hot Topic. We've asked some students who are either leading or participating in a missions trip this year, exactly where are they going and what their journey entails as they begin to embark on this mission for Christ. Take a look.
I'm going to Costa Rica this year over Thanksgiving break.
This year I'll be leading a trip to Cambodia.
I believe that God can use me in a lot of different ways, especially we'll be working with children's ministry.
I want to see how God can use us, how He can empower us, and how can He equip me.
There's a world bigger than just America, and that God will continue to just like move and change the children's lives there.
The words that God has spoken, I'm taking that with me.
And move and change the team to just strengthen us to be more effective witnesses for His kingdom.
It's really just a blessing. It's awesome.
It is truly amazing to see students and individuals just like us step out in faith and follow the call of God to advance His kingdom. It's a crazy world we live in, which means a lot of things are bound to change in an instant, even here on campus. Let's talk about it. Be sure to stay tuned to see what we'll ask you guys next. Thank you everyone for joining me. I'm Grant Bell, and this has been Hot Topic. Back to you, Brittany and Ashanti.
Thank you so much, Grant. I love that at least one of us is always in touch with what's hot now. We're going to take a quick break and see what is going on around our campus and in the Central Florida area with Brandon and Alexis in sports.
Hey everybody, I'm Alexis Flugrat.
And I'm Brandon Crotchet, and here is your Spotlight Sports Update. The Southeastern University football team took on Virginia University of Lynchburg on Saturday, October 10th at Victory Field. In what would be a lopsided blowout, the Fire would put up a record 87 points to the Dragons' 28. The running game, led by Jarrell Reynolds, grounded out 430 of the 642 yards of total offense. On the other side of the ball, Alex Mack would score off an interception to give the defense its 4th consecutive game with a touchdown. The Fire will take on conference rival Ave Maria at home for homecoming tonight at 7 p.m.
The women's volleyball team had a 3-0 set win over Trinity College on Tuesday after winning the first 2 sets, 25-12 and then 25-15. Setter Lindsay Fleming served 8 straight points, helping the Fire take a 15-6 lead and coast to a 25-10 win in the final set. The Fire are back in action in Sun Conference play yesterday against Ave Maria at 7 p.m.
In men's soccer, Jorge Navarrete was named the Sun Conference Defensive Player of the Week. The freshman goalie recorded 2 shutouts last week, totaling 13 saves. 6 of those were in a 3-0 win over St. Thomas, and the other 7 occurred in a 1-0 victory over Florida Memorial. He has 3 shutouts on the season, all of which are against conference opponents. This is the second time this season Navarrete has been honored with the award. He and the Fire will be back in action tonight at Thomas University to take on the Nighthawks. Kickoff will be at 1 p.m.
After going a week without a win, the women's soccer team won their last 2 conference games against St. Thomas and Florida Memorial. The Fire now stand 8-3 overall and 3-2 in conference play, leaving them seated 4th in the conference. Their next game is in Savannah, Georgia, to take on the Savannah College of Art and Design.
Both men's and women's golf teams competed in the Thomas University Fall Invitational. The men's team placed 6th out of 15 teams, while the women placed 7th out of 10. Freshman Ben Tucker placed the highest out of both teams with a 4 under 140, which was good for 5th overall. The Fire look to turn things around as they travel to Montgomery, Alabama next week for the Faulkner Invitational.
The men's and women's cross-country teams competed against numerous nationally ranked NAIA teams at the Royals Cross Country Challenge in Charlotte, North Carolina. The women impressed with an 8th place finish out of 23 NAIA schools, while the men brought home a 15 out of 24 finish. Their next race will be on October 24th in Hardeeville, South Carolina, at the Sand Shark Invitational, hosted by USCB. The men will run at 9 a.m., followed by the women at 9:45.
Although fire sports are a great opportunity for athletes to play the games they love, there are still plenty of students who have to look for other opportunities to play elsewhere. Our Spotlight reporters Skip Davenport and Asher Polion gave us an inside look at one of these possibilities.
What's up, guys? Well, most of SU sports decided they want to travel away from home this week.
Thankfully, intramural football had some great action for us.
SU's campus is packed with talented athletes, some who love to play for a living and some who like to play for fun.
And one of these athletes decided to tell us about his journey to intramurals.
Well, I came to the school to play football in the spring, so I wanted to find a way to stay in shape. And some friends told me about it, and I figured it as an opportunity to meet new people and just interact with other students.
Although it's just intramurals, getting on the team is no easy feat.
There was the captain of the team, and he had another player who was on the football team here, on the fire team, and they had like a grading scale. And they wrote everyone's name out, everyone's experience at a position, and then just graded you like A, B, C, and so on.
Just like fire football, intramural football has its fair share of physicality.
The one time I would say the game gets really physical is like the second half and like the last closing minutes of the game, when the score is really close and guys start trying to do whatever they can to win. Like I've seen guys, go for a pass and get knocked down or tackled, you'd call it that, but I mean, it's just all a part of the game.
Well, I guess all is fair in love and war, am I right?
Sure you are, Asher. With Spotlight Sports, I'm Skip Davenport.
And I'm Asher Polion.
That's all for campus sports. Brandon, talk to us about what's going on with the local pro teams.
Sure thing. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers snapped an 11-game home losing streak on Sunday, October 11th, when they took on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Doug Martin ran for 123 yards and scored 3 touchdowns, helping Jameis Winston rebound from his worst start as a pro the prior week. Winston threw for 209 yards, 1 touchdown, and no interceptions, en route to a 38-31 victory. The Buccaneers have a bye this week and will travel to Washington, D.C. to take on the Redskins on Sunday, October 25th at 1 p.m.
For only being Orlando City's first season in the MLS, they have had a successful and exciting run. For starters, their rookie, Kyle Larin, broke the MLS record of goals made by a rookie in a season. Their record is currently 11-13. However, if they win their next 2 games on Friday against New York City FS, and then again on October 25th against Philadelphia Union, they will make the playoffs. Go and support the Orlando City soccer team, as they have had the 2nd highest home attendance in the MLS.
Although the Tampa Bay Rays were unable to make the playoffs this year, there were still several bright spots on the season. Starting pitcher Chris Archer set a club record 252 strikeouts and solidified himself as the club ace. Center fielder Kevin Kiermaier established himself as one of the best defensive outfielders in all of baseball, as well as a Gold Glove favorite. Second baseman Logan Forsythe had a breakout season at the plate, and closer Brad Boxberger led the American League with 41 saves. Along with third baseman and team captain Evan Longoria, they will look to bring the Rays back to the playoffs next season.
The Magic are currently 3-2 with 3 games to go in preseason. The team last year ended their 2014-15 season with a record of 25-57, but have confidence that this year their tables will turn with the help of the Flash brothers, Victor Oladipo and Elfrid Payton. Their regular season opener is October 28th at Amway Center at 7 p.m. against the Washington Wizards.
And lastly, the Tampa Bay Lightning have gotten off to a 3-1 start this season. The team, fresh off an Eastern Conference championship, sports one of the deepest rosters in the entire NHL. The offense, led by captain Steven Stamkos and playoff phenom Tyler Johnson, look to strike quick and fast, while physical defenseman Victor Hedman and goalie Ben Bishop will lead a defense that'll hit hard and keep goals off the board. The Lightning will take on the Buffalo Sabres tonight at home before embarking on a 4-game road trip. This has been your Spotlight Sports Update. I'm Brandon Crotchett.
And I'm Alexis Flugrat. Back to the anchor desk with Brittany and Ashanti.
Thank you so much, Alexis and Brandon. If you're looking to pass time on an afternoon or just wanting to put your creative side to the test, make sure you head to East Main Street in downtown Lakeland for its newest edition, Crap Art. This studio not only allows you to create your own art, but also allows the community to use recycled objects to make something old and used into something new and beautiful. Crap Art is for all ages and offers workshops throughout the week so that people can learn to think outside the box. Since we are already on the topic of entertainment here in Lakeland, our entertainment reporter Amia actually went to an art exhibit. Let's hear what she has to say.
Last week, Harrison School for the Arts hosted an opening reception presenting its first visual arts exhibit for the 2015-2016 school year.
I had the opportunity to speak to Christopher Dalliff, a senior at Harrison, about a sculpture he made on display for the exhibit.
Well, this is my Wireman sculpture. I made it out of copper wire. Took me around 3 or 4 days to make, and how it came up to be was, once again, my teacher, Mr. Bridges, he gave us a 3D oriented assignment where he gave us several options, our choice to make, and one of them was wire contour, which is basically just examining figures with wire.
The exhibit displays the hard work of students that was about 5 weeks in the making.
My name is Rocky Bridges, and I teach in the visual arts department at Harrison. And I teach painting, sculpture, and art history. I'm certainly one that encourages the individual and the creative minds. So, my style is to really listen to them and respond to what they're doing, as well as establish a very formal foundation for them to have the skills they need to express themselves.
It's a really long process, but I was really into it, and I think the results were rather good.
Free to the general public, the exhibit will be on display for several more weeks and can be viewed during normal school hours. For Spotlight News, I'm Amia Watson.
Thank you so much, Amia. That art exhibit looked like it was so much fun. For the last part of our show, we are going to see what Grant and Brenda have for us. I think they have just one more thing to say.
Hello everyone, we've had a fantastic show, but before we go, here's one more thing. Check this out. It's October, which means pumpkins are officially back in season. In fact, Monday, October 12th, the 42nd annual championship Pumpkin Weigh-Off took place in San Francisco. The winning entry was awarded to Steve Deletes, weighing in at about 1,969 pounds. Talk about Cinderella's jumbo carriage ride, huh?
Or a lot of pumpkin spice lattes.
Oh my goodness, I couldn't even imagine that.
Me neither. I have one more story to share as well. A 23-year-old Lakeland woman is in jail for a DUI. Whitney Bell left a party intoxicated and then decided to drive drunk. And if that wasn't already a huge mistake, she then decided to use her phone to live stream her drive home via Periscope. Luckily, Periscope users cued police before she hurt someone or herself. She was booked on drunk driving charges. And believe it or not, Grant, she even drove with a flat tire.
Believe it or not, Brenda, I am not related to her.
You're so funny. Well, I suppose this concludes this edition of One More Thing. I'm Brenda Torres.
And I'm Grant Bell. Back to you, Brittany and Ashanti.
Thank you so much, Grant and Brenda. Well, that is all we have today for the Spotlight, filling you with the latest campus updates, news, and sports. On behalf of the entire Spotlight cast and crew, I'm Brittany Duffy.
And I'm Ashanti Stewart. Have a fantastic week, everyone.